Hello, YouTubers. Heather here with Happiness Ever After, and today I was asked to answer a few questions for you, just candidly. And so here we go. Here are the questions. First question: what is your definition of greatness? So my definition of greatness is somebody who achieves their biggest goal, their biggest success, however they define success. It could be career-wise, financially, it could be giving, it could be whatever. So however they achieve their highest level of accomplishment, their biggest goal, without hurting anyone else. I think that's greatness. I think if you can find something to do that makes you feel great but doesn't put anybody else down on your path to get there, and you feel like you have, conquered the biggest mountain, then I think that is your personal greatness. Okay, second question: when was I unstoppable? So I feel like, and I know this is going to sound obnoxious, but I feel like I just am so driven that I have always been unstoppable, in as humble a way as I can say that. I don't put limits on myself. I don't try to stop myself or allow anybody else to stop me. I think that's part of my stubbornness and part of my my mom gave me a lot of confidence when I was a little girl. So I feel like I have always just been on this path to achieve. And so, I wanted to be an event marketer, and I did that for 7 years for a major national corporation. And I traveled the world, really, but mostly the United States, but I traveled the nation, and I went to a bunch of cool events, and I did an awesome job getting the product out there. But I lived and I did, and I conquered that. And then I wanted to work for a startup and move to the Bay, and I did that. And then I wanted to start my own business, and I did that. And I wanted to have my daughter, and I've done that against many odds. And so, yeah, I just feel like I like to set a goal, try to set a goal for greatness. And then I try to go after it with the most of my ability without setting limitations. I don't allow myself to believe I can fail. So I keep trying. And then if it doesn't work, I try again and does again and again. And half the time I realized that the thing that I was going for that I failed at, I didn't really necessarily fail. I just had the wrong idea. And so I keep changing, that idea to land on the big thing. But, there isn't much on my bucket list, because I feel like if I want to try to go after something, I really try to make an effort to do that. So, I feel like I am pretty much unstoppable all the time, but in a good, positive way. Okay, question number 3. What is my greatest achievement? Okay, so I had to think about this one quite a bit, because like I said, I have accomplished many things. I feel like I do want to write a book still. I still have that pending, and I think if I were to get that published, that would be amazing. That would be not self-published, but actually have it published. But if I can't have it published, I will publish it myself, and then I will try to sell it. So between those two things, getting it published and getting it sold, would be a huge achievement, but not quite there yet. So I'm going to say that right now, my biggest accomplishment is getting my tiny home, because at the time I didn't really have the means to purchase it. It is in a rent control space, and so the actual home itself was highly overpriced. But I knew that if I could get in the door and I could get it handled, then I could get, I would make back a bunch of my money. I just needed to get there. And so I begged, borrowed, and stole. No, I didn't steal, but I begged, borrowed until I was able to purchase it. And I almost have everything paid back of all the money I borrowed. So I'm so close. This next year, I will wrap everything up. And so to me, being able to live this minimalist life that I've been wanting to lead, and knowing that I have the means to take care of myself myself and my daughter is fantastic and amazing. So I feel like that is a huge accomplishment for me. Created results. Oh, sorry. Question 4. When have I created results with no direction? Again, I'm going to have to go back to this like unstoppable thing. I just tend to do things without any direction. If I feel like I want to, write this book, then I think of all the steps I need to take. I have the outline. I've started. I'm on chapter 3 and, 5 is potentially done. I started one book. I'm rewriting it. I threw it out and I'm rewriting it. So technically speaking, I'm like halfway through my book. But I started with the outline and then I, started writing the chapters when I have the time to do so. But then I decided, I needed to try to, get into my coaching business. So I went and I set myself a target of getting X clients by X date so that I could, make sure I'm maintaining the monthly payment for the tiny home and all the other bills. And so, I pretty much set myself goals and then I hold myself accountable to the point where it's productive and not, overwhelming. So, when I need to pursue something and give myself a deadline and push myself, I definitely do. When I need to try to back off and realize that I'm creating too long of a to-do list to be able to accomplish, anything of value, or if I'm just creating things to feel busy. So I've been really kind of trying to balance that personally. I have, a tendency to over to-do list myself, and then I need to go back and kind of weed out the things that are just making me feel busy so I feel productive, or things that actually need to be done and things I just have to actually wait on and be patient and let them come to me. So yeah, so I balance all of that, but I definitely set myself up for constantly achieving results without direction. I'm very good at that. And so final question 5, what good deed have I done with no one looking? So this one almost made me not submit this video because that is a really tough question. And not because I don't do good deeds, it's with no one looking. And I'm sure I have, but I just maybe do it in like little things like, anticipating somebody's going to need this, that, or whatever, and guiding them to it. I mean, people are always there. I'm a more hands-on kind of helper person. So usually I'm helping. Me or them might not have noticed, outstandingly that I did some good deed, but I try to help people wherever I go. It's why I've started Happiness Ever After. I want to help people feel happy. I want to make people happy. But a lot of times people are watching. So it's hard for me to say when I have done something without anybody watching. If I have extra food and I see a homeless person, I give them my food. They see that. I guess a couple things. What did I write down? I've donated money to worthy causes and things without anybody, necessarily seeing me or knowing. I didn't, put my name on it when I donated it. But it wasn't like, I can't think of one big giant deed that I've done. I try to give my time in my daily videos and my weekly videos on my channels. It is slightly self-serving because I hope ultimately they come and request coaching. So it's not necessarily 100% without some sort of reward personally. And I think, many people have debated whether any act of kindness is really without any sort of recognition, because even if you do something good, you feel good. And so it is in some ways selfish to make yourself feel good by helping others. So what have I done without anybody watching? We adopted a doggy whose back legs don't work, and we did that really, as painful as it was. I knew it was going to be for me. I did it because it was the only opportunity to fulfill my daughter's birthday wish. I had promised her a dog, and it was the dog that was available, and he needed us the most, and I didn't necessarily ask to be recognized for it. But anytime I'm out walking him, I get unexpectedly, for me, I didn't do it for this reason. This is why I'm bringing this up. I didn't do it to get recognized. I didn't do it because I wanted to be a good person. I did it because I wanted to deliver on a birthday wish for my daughter, and this was the dog, and I felt like, timing wise, it must have been meant to be. So we took him in, and as a personal trainer and health coach, I have some background in healing people, so I thought maybe I can help him to walk. And so we've been rehabbing him. But I got to tell you, we're out on these walks, and I get all these like, you're such a good person, oh my gosh, I can't, and I don't feel like that. So I guess in a way I didn't do it because of that. I don't see it as a kind act, but I think ultimately other people do, and so it is visible, but it wasn't my intent. So so there you go. That's me, Heather Vargas, Happiness Ever After. Check out the channel, subscribe, like if you're here. And if you're watching this video, the intended audience, I hope I answered your questions as honestly and genuinely, authentically as I could. I tried to, and I hope you feel that. And I hope that what I had to say meets your expectations. To everybody out there, have a wonderful, beautiful day. Take care.